looking out for you. This is Storm Team 8.
And these are the scenes we're looking at across West Michigan. Live view from our Boatworks restaurant Skycam on the shores of Lake Macatawa. Now, I'm not going to let you look at this for too long because it would kind of give you a headache, but I wanted to show you. Notice the camera bouncing up and down here. That's because of the wind, the taut American flag there with the wind coming in out of the north. And you can look out here over the lake, and we do have some breaks in the cloud cover, some blue skies there. It's going to try to work its way into West Michigan, but so far it's been taking its time. But eventually partial sunshine this afternoon for all locations. And dry weather showing up on Storm Track Live radar. That's after that band of rain moved through southwest lower Michigan earlier this morning. Terry was tracking it for you on daybreak, but the cold front is through. It's a thing of the past, so we're dealing with the cooler conditions. Still a little on the breezy side, but this weekend is going to be dry. So dry for football frenzy tonight. Hey, if you're heading out to one of those corn mazes, or I've seen a couple of advertisements for the 5K runs that go through the pumpkin patch, we'll be dry for that, just on the cool side. So be sure to dress for the weather conditions in that respect. And all eyes are on Sandy here. Now, Sandy's hurricane moving up the Florida coastline right now out over the Atlantic Ocean. It could actually impact us here in southwest lower Michigan by Tuesday and Wednesday of this upcoming work week. And what that translates to is a wet and rather cold Halloween. Looks like right now trick-or-treat temps are going to be in the upper 30s to near 40 with a stiff wind and rain showers. So let's make those costumes convertible to account for the cooler conditions. 44 degrees now in Grand Rapids, 48 in Kalamazoo. We are 30 degrees colder in Grand Rapids right now than we were yesterday. At this time, add the wind out of the north and west, 10 to 20 miles an hour today. And look at the wind chills. We're in the 30s for feels like temps. Feels like 38 right now in Grand Rapids, 40 in Ionia, 39 in Muskegon. Here's the 24-hour forecast at 6 p.m. Still dealing with those winds, say 10 to 15, could be a few gusts up around 20 miles an hour, 49 degrees, so not too bad. Notice how this model's indicating some breaks in the cloud cover, so that partial sunshine, and then the sun sets prior to 7 o'clock. By midnight, look at the temps fall already into the mid-30s. We wake up tomorrow morning, low 30s, could be some 20s in the outlying locations here with light winds and partly to mostly clear skies. So a little bit of patchy frost is definitely possible tomorrow morning. You may be scraping your windshields in some locations if you have travel plans early. 43 by noon, and we do stay in the 40s as we head through the afternoon hours. 46 in Grand Rapids, but it will not be nearly as windy tomorrow. Sunday also, really not a bad day here for the end of October. We're dry. We see partly to mostly sunny skies. Temps stay in the 40s. Then the wind starts to pick up for Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's when the cloud cover rolls in. We're looking at temperatures in the low 40s for highs, and that could be associated with Hurricane Sandy, or what is now Hurricane Sandy.
And the East Coast is really bracing for that. I mean, they're expecting to maybe get some flooding, a lot of rain, and we could see something here, it sounds like.
Yeah, really,
yes.
We could. We've got the track for Sandy pulled up for you. And in fact, let's start with the actual radar. So this is the western side of Sandy. You're looking at the Florida coast. So if you know people who are vacationing in Florida right now, not the best of beach days for them. We're looking at high surf, the chance for some coastal flooding. And look at what happens to Sandy. Right now, a Category 1 hurricane. We've got winds at 80 miles an hour. It's a little more than 400 miles south of Charleston, South Carolina, moving north. And look at what happens as this begins to move north through the weekend. Maintaining hurricane status or close to it, battering the East Coast all the way from Florida, eventually up to Maine with strong winds as well as erosion, rip currents, large waves, and of course rainfall. You can see there in the Monday night, Tuesday time frame trying to make landfall along the coastline anywhere from, say, Virginia Beach up to about Cape Cod. And people ask, why is the forecast track for this so uncertain? Here's a little bit of a different perspective. Now we're going to start this over, and I took the forecast track off of it. Every one of these lines you see moving up the East Coast is a different forecast model for Hurricane Sandy. Look at the green line, way out toward Bermuda. It's going to curve up and around toward Cape Cod. Look at the white and yellow line all the way down as far south as, say, Virginia Beach toward Washington, D.C. So still a lot of details to be ironed out with Hurricane Sandy, but certainly causing some travel problems for the East Coast. If you know anybody who's going to be, say, flying or traveling into some of those northeast locations, the airports, expect delays, if not cancellations, this weekend.
Yeah, and as you showed us, there's a lot of possibilities, so we don't really know at this point which way it may go necessarily.
Yeah, that's right. There will be impacts along the East Coast, but exactly who gets hit the hardest, still yet to be discovered.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it then. Thank you, Laura.